There's gonna be a lot of information in this video, so save it right now for future reference.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
So you may already know from the other videos that I posted, I have arthritis in my feet. Luckily for me, it's mild arthritis, which is great. Well, great isn't really the word, but at least I can run and jump without pain. But I am taking certain parts of my health more seriously, and that includes the investment that I make in my training shoes. So in my last video, I talked a little bit about footwear. And in this video, we're gonna talk about how to choose proper footwear for running based on the type of arch you have. Now you have 3 types of arches, at least 3 main types that I know of. You have the supinator, the person with the high arch. Then you have the neutral arch, the person with the, I guess you can say, the normal arch. And we have the overpronators, the people with the flat feet, como mío. You might not be able to tell which type you have solely by looking at your feet. So here are 2 tests that you can use in order to help discover your arch type. The first test is going to be the water test. Dip your foot in some water, then step on some heavy cardboard or paper and view the outline that your foot makes. Compare the imprint to a picture like this one, and you can better tell which arch type you have. Now, if you don't want to bother sticking your foot in water, like me,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
you can look at the bottom of your running shoes for clues. If the bottom of your running shoes have a wear pattern from the heel to the balls of your feet, you have a neutral arch. And in a minute, I'll tell you how to pick shoes based on these arches. If your wear pattern is on the outer edge of the shoe, you're a supinator, someone with a high arch. And last but definitely not least, if your wear pattern is on the outer heel, ball of the foot, and in the inside of the forefoot, then you're an overpronator, someone with flat feet. Now here are the drawbacks of each arch. When I was younger, I used to think the higher the arch, the better. But now I know that's only to a certain extent. If your arch is too high, then you can't absorb force efficiently every time you strike the ground with your foot while running. This could lead to stress fractures, ankle sprains, medial tibial stress syndrome, also known as shin splints, and more. The overpronator, the person with the flat feet, their foot arch collapses when they run. Now this can cause the need to move inward way too much when walking, running, jumping, putting excess strain on the knees, hips, and predispose you to some of the same injuries that you get from having a high arch. And the neutral arch, well, nothing, since that's the barometer by which we measure if our arches are too high or too low. Now there are some things you can do to address these, like 1, buying orthotics. Orthotics are used to prevent foot compensations and allow normal motion in the proper sequence. If you elect to buy orthotics, someone with flat feet would want rigid orthotics, and someone with a high arch would want soft orthotics. The rigid orthotics for the flat footed help prevent overpronation, that arch collapse, and the cushiony soft orthotic for the high archer helps encourage some pronation so that they can absorb force better when their feet strike the ground. If you choose to wear inserts instead of orthotics, the flat footer will want to wear something firm, and the high archer would want to wear something that's flexible and soft. Now let's get to the shoes. Now, of course, you can combine an orthotic or insert with a specific type of shoe, but if we're talking strictly shoes, then the flat footer wants a shoe with extra stability, like the ones that I bought for myself a few days ago, and the high archer would need a shoe with less stability, and the neutral arch person can wear a shoe that's, well, neutral with no special features. You're gonna want your running shoe to be between 0.5 to 1 times bigger than your regular shoes and have at least a thumb width of space between the big toe and the shoe. This is because we want to avoid foot blistering when we're running. Quick tip. Ideally, you'd want to try on your shoes at the end of the day for a better fit, because that's when our feet are the biggest. Now for replacing footwear, I've mentioned this already in my shin splints video, a video that you should watch after this one if you haven't already, but it's worth repeating. Every 4 to 6 months or every 300 to 500 miles, you're gonna wanna change your shoes because the shock absorption capabilities of your shoe becomes compromised after some time. Waiting till you get injured to change your shoes is too late. So what I did was make an event in my Google Calendar 6 months from now with 2 reminders about 1 to 4 weeks prior to change my shoes. I'm not playing. Last but not least, orthotics and inserts don't prevent injuries. Injuries are too spontaneous in nature to ever fully be prevented, but they can help mitigate the risk of injury. Other factors to keep in mind are muscle imbalances, muscle weakness, poor core stability, flexibility, balance, and proprioception. Training these fitness qualities will also help greatly lessen your chance of injury and body breakdown while running. You might be asking yourself, now how can I train all of these and stay good at running too? Well, you can do it. It just takes a systemized, intelligent approach to training. But strength training, flexibility training, etc., in combination with the footwear tips that I just laid out for you, will make you a faster runner, more resilient to injury, and more likely to get you the job of your dreams and crush your physical fitness tests. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Until next time, gotta go.